Vasa. I know it was kind of a unique situation for you being a 30-year-old rookie this year and then coming in, not playing probably as much as you were hoping to at OKC and then playing a lot here in Charlotte. Just how are you kind of reflecting right now, I guess going into one day of the season, and just reflecting on your rookie season and kind of some of the adversity that you had to go through?
I feel like it was two different seasons in one. Uh, it lasts short, but it was very dynamic, intensive season. 82 games in, let's say, 6 months. It was really new experience for me. But as you said, like with a lot of adversities, and both teams helped me to gather all the experience necessary for me as an older rookie to understand what is the NBA, what are the things that I have to work on. The opportunity in Charlotte definitely helped me a lot to understand things on the floor while I was playing, and that's the most important part for me, to understand where is my level as a player. And I can tell that in those 2 months I learned a lot. I try to be best version of myself with some good and some not great games, but all over altogether I would say it was a useful season for me.
And to kind of follow up, how much different is the off season now in terms of timing and coming off playing more games, or maybe the same amount of games as Europe? How much do you kind of have to look at the off season, and do you continue doing what you've been doing in the off season, or do you have to adjust it a little bit, kind of given the different timelines between EuroLeague and the NBA?
I mean, the longevity of season is different. Last years I was always about middle of the June done, and then most of the time I had a national team, which didn't give me enough time to work on my, let's say, individual skills, which I believe it's the biggest difference between Europeans and NBA players. That extra time that you have during the summer, that you can work on your game, find a way to improve, no matter how old are you, and that's something that I'm very happy about. Of course, I would be more happy that we continue to play in playoff. This is something that we all want, but right now the season is over, and I wanna really dedicate and analyze what's necessary to improve for next season. And having Olympic Games at the end of the July and August, it's gonna be a little useful time for me to compete again, so not to stay completely out of the shape in terms of competitive part. But before and after that, I will really work on a lot of things that I just talked with the team, and I'm very happy about it.
Let's talk to the team, I guess, just now. What have they told you, Benny, about your role next year? Like, what do they expect to you to come in here and contribute next season, if anything?
I mean, obviously the changes will happen in probably next 2 months, as far as I understood, and I'm not the guy that live in the clouds and believe in everything. I just really believe that everything what is in my hands I will do, no matter where I am. And talking about my professional side, working on everything I can, and I will just wait to see what's gonna happen. But if I stay here, it would be great for me, because I already create some sort of connections with people here and players as well. But with or without them, I also find out that you gotta work a lot to maintain an NBA. I think everybody here are with a reason. Nobody here play accidentally, and that's something that really motivates me more, because I feel like I reached a level in Europe that it's hard to there are great players, I can lie, but it was hard for me to find another motivation like I have now, playing against first point guards or backup point guards. Those guys are really skilled and talented and really strong players, so that's something that I'm gonna really work on. And if I get back here, I would probably hope to come the best version of myself.
Also, I think you talked about the difference before playing in Europe versus over here, but now that you've played significant minutes here, what were some of the biggest things that stood out to you about the difference in the games and just the strategy behind it all?
I mean, physicality for sure, like the constant physicality, constant way of playing, especially when you are playing against teams that they need the win. Like we played last 10 games, all those teams needed their wins, and then you can feel their power and seriousness about and readiness about playing. And I think we responded well. And I mean, some games I had some not the best performance, but I think my approach was good for every game in terms of like what to expect and to put the least that you need to put in NBA. It's like physicality, readiness to compete 48 minutes. Like there are stretches that you're up by 20 and then suddenly you're down by 2. So it shows how much of a talent there is in the teams, and I'm sure that this organization have really good and quality desire to improve the whole team. So I think to be capable to win in NBA, you have to have like two good units, so you can be competitive. So this is something that I found out as a biggest difference. Like no matter who you play, every team has special talent, and that's how you gotta approach. And there is no any time to relax, honestly.
Also, you mentioned how the duration of the early season, kind of going into the national team, didn't give you that much time to work on your individual skill, but maybe more added time this offseason. What are some things you're looking to build on?
I mean, I'm 30 years old, and I already have some shape of game. The reason I'm saying this is it was very, very hard for me to establish myself in Europe too. I mean, there were coaches that they were really trying to change my game once while I was young, but at the end I found a way to stay on the course where I wanted and to become today's version, and that's something that I think I can give every team, even in NBA. But of course there are specifics that I will dedicate my time to work, which I mean I dedicate time every day. I mean, the least I can offer to every team is my professionalism and dedication. I just like to work, but the time that I have ahead of me, it's something that can really help me working on, I don't know, pull-up threes, middle-range shots, some pace of the game that I realize it's really crucial for NBA, because there are no defensive 3 seconds, so you can play a little bit different than in Europe, because in Europe you have less time to read once you play pick and roll. Of course, working on my body like I do every day, but getting stronger, especially in one-on-one defense, that I just gotta maintain. I don't think I have to be better, I just have to maintain in terms of like, I think defense is all about desire, but you have to have tool for that, and it's a body. And little details that will be, I believe, important for me to do all summer, and hopefully it's gonna improve my quality of the game.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.